Hello! In an earlier lesson, we talked about departmental accounts and their advantages. In this lesson, we'll be talking about the apportionment of expenses. This is how expenses are shared between departments. Take a look at the expense section of the trading, profit and loss account prepared by Sheyi, and then the departmental accounts subsequently prepared. The fact that a business prepares a departmental account does not mean that the departments are being independently run. Some costs are likely to be jointly incurred costs. For instance, Sheyi cannot pay the rent for the chair department separately from that of the bed department. This is because both are being sold from the same shop. Thus, Sheyi needs a way to share the cost of the rent and other expenses among the departments. This is known as apportionment and will be done for other costs that will be jointly incurred by the departments. Jointly incurred costs are also referred to as indirect expenses. Apportionment is the process of sharing a jointly incurred cost amongst departments over a fair basis. This also applies to other expenses such as salaries, depreciation, and motor expenses. There are various bases of apportionment, but we'll be concentrating on three common bases of apportionment, which are turnover basis, floor space basis, and number of units sold basis. Under the turnover basis of apportioning expenses, expenses are shared on the basis of the sales achieved by both departments. For example, the total sales achieved by the business was 80,000 naira, with the chair department achieving a sale of 30,000 naira, while the bed department made 50,000 naira worth of sales. The chair department will therefore be apportioned with a lower sales-related expense in contrast to the bed department, which had a higher sale. This basis is usually used for sales-related expenses, such as salesmen's expenses, advertisements, and so on. For the floor space basis, expenses are shared on the basis of the space taken up by each department. For example, if the shop space area is 120 meters square and the chair department takes up 70 meters square, while the bed department takes up 50 meters square, then the bed department would have been apportioned more expense because it has a higher floor area. This basis is usually used to share expenses such as rent, insurance, painting, and decoration. On the basis of the number of units sold, expenses are shared using the number of products sold in both departments. For example, the total units sold might be 100 units, with the chair department selling up to 70 units of chairs, while the bed department sold 30 beds. This would mean that the expenses apportioned to the chairs department would be higher than that apportioned to the bed department. This method is usually used to apportion expenses relating to sales, such as salesman's salary, advertising, marketing, and promotion. In summary, we've learned that some costs are jointly incurred by departments. These costs are also referred to as indirect costs. The process of sharing indirect costs among departments is referred to as apportionment. There are different bases of apportionment, and common bases include the turnover basis, floor area basis, and the number of units sold basis. I will see you in another lesson.